Alright, everyone. So it is that time of the week again. Once again, your boy's late making an upload. It's the new episode of Coffee with Contin. Kind of tracks up, seems to be the new standard. Things will be getting back to normal soon. I do still owe you guys a few episodes at this point of History of Draco. Those will be coming out. I give you my word that those will be out in the next few days. Just like everyone else, I have unfortunately allowed myself to get completely absorbed. For those that I should say those that have actually started playing. If you have been living under a rock for the last 2 weeks, Tears of the Kingdom just dropped Friday before last. And like most everyone else that's already started playing, I allowed myself to get lost in the journey of it. I will not be talking about gameplay other than very, very vague details, just because I do not want to spoil anything for anybody. I will say that past Zelda games that I have played, Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask, Twilight Princess, never actually have had the chance to play Skyward Sword. Never actually had the Motion Plus attachment for the Wii controller. Let's see, there's been Oracle of Ages, Oracle of Seasons. I've played partially Mage Cat and Four Swords. I've played the original Zelda, The Legend of Zelda 2. I played Link's Awakening. Never actually played Link Between Worlds or Link to the Past. Actually, I think I just doubled up on that. I think Legend of Zelda 2 was Link's Awakening. It's been a very long time. Of all of the ones that I've ever played, Majora's Mask stands out to me most, just for the aesthetic of everything combined. At the time, it was the single darkest Zelda storyline that had come out, and I like things on a little bit on the more morbid side. So again, really revolving around the 3-day cycle, where if you fail to complete your task, everything dies. Kind of obvious that that's going to vibe with me in a way. As far as mechanics of how you go through the journey, overall story, the music especially, Tears of the Kingdom definitely so far is a damn solid second place for me in terms of which games I like most, which is saying something considering the fact that up until then it definitely went to a tie between Ocarina of Time and Twilight Princess. Now, it's funny because the Legend of Zelda series, for anybody that knows much about the actual physical cartridges, like for the original Nintendo or the Nintendo 64 and all that, you know that most of the games came with a special, I guess, collector's edition, gold cartridge edition. I don't know that it actually made much of a difference in terms of overall experience. I think a lot of times for the things that had effectively the Korok seed quest that Breath of the Wild had, where you go out and you collect certain things, and based on the number of items that you've collected, you get special rewards. Like how in Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time, I think both of them had it. It was called the Stone of Agony, where basically you could insert a rumble pack and it would start shaking anytime you got near a secret grotto or things like that. And I done lost my train of thought. So. Oh, okay. So the side fetch quests thing like that have been a thing in Zelda for a while. I think the gold cartridge editions maybe allowed you access to those from the beginning of the game. I don't know. That's going to be something I might be doing some research on. Matter of fact, I think either next month or possibly in July, I'm going to be doing a Legend of Zelda themed video, kind of going over some of my favorite points from all the Zelda games that I've actually played. So, spoiler warning now, Jen. Definitely get on playing, even if you have to have Mark bring the game out to you, or, ship it out to you, whatever, because I will not be holding back spoilers, or obviously if it's going to be easier, you can just avoid watching that particular video until you've actually gotten to play. But other than that, one of the two things I wanted to talk about. The other thing is I want to revisit the point that I made in a previous video. I've been made to realize some hard truths recently, and I'm not going to point the individual out by name. You know who you are, and I do not fault you for it. As a matter of fact, I thank you. People like to go on about how they have those types of friendships where you can be apart for 5, 6, 7, 10 years, and your relationship with that person be able to pick up right where it left off. To quote the person, if absenteeism does not count for a relationship, it does not count for a friendship either. Especially in the cases where you are one of the few constants to someone. And at this point, this is just generalization. It's not anyone in particular. If you know for a fact that you are one of the few people that is staying in contact with somebody, don't make the mistake that I did. Don't let yourself fall out of contact with somebody, especially if you care for them. All that's going to do is drive a rift between the two of you. I have said before, don't allow yourself to end the day without letting somebody you care about know. Even if you think that the person knows how you feel or knows what they mean to you, I strongly recommend letting them know on a regular basis. Whether it be just hanging out with them, or, for example, if somebody likes their coffee a certain way, and you notice that they're out or something like that. Just little gestures here and there to really reaffirm to the person that you actually care enough to go out of your way to do little things every now and then. Everyone listening right now knows that when trust is broken, it is a very difficult thing to get back. I will not go into details, but I myself am still struggling to rebuild a level of trust that I once had with someone. And it is definitely a struggle, because speaking from a personal standpoint on that regard, there are definitely times that you want to stop, you want to give up, and all the while desperately wish things were back to the way they were before whatever choice you made or whatever mistake you made, no matter what it was that caused that break in the trust that the person had for you. It sucks, plain and simple. And it bothers me to know that it's something that I have allowed to happen for one reason or another, even let alone once, much less more than once in my life. Now, I'm not perfect. I have said it before. I will say it multiple times again, probably ad nauseum for the rest of my life. I am not perfect. I never will be perfect. And while I don't typically get religious, there has only ever been one perfect person in human history. And for those of you that know, you know exactly what I mean. Getting on to the point of why I bring this up. To the individual that I specifically mentioned when I started this whole narrative, for what it is worth, you are family to me. You always will be family to me. No matter how your view of me changes as time goes on, no matter what your view of me is right now, know that at the end of the day, as I've already stated, I wish that I could change what I did to break your trust in me. Or, I don't know exactly how you view what's happened between us, because I allowed myself to fall out of contact and not reach out sooner than I did. Just know that I do love you. You will always be family. And I will never stop striving to do anything I can to help you out, to make you feel happier. I'm always here for advice, even if my advice isn't the best. And moving on to a less serious topic, because honestly I don't want to start rambling and repeating myself multiple times, because I don't want the individual that I was directly addressing just now to feel just kind of smothered. I want to thank the newer subscribers to the channel, to Linda McButler and Lionheart Plays. To Linda, I don't know if you are an actual content creator or not. I know you do enjoy your Pokemon games. However, Lionheart Plays, awesome dude. If you're into the less PG Nintendo-oriented channels, definitely feel free to check him out. As long as you aren't directly insulting people outside of an obvious joking manner, and you're not using hatred in any capacity, there is virtually nothing you can't say and he won't giggle. He isn't a very relaxed dude. But I don't want to get rambling because as of now, the Pilk couple is currently live. At the time of this recording anyway, which is Sunday, May 21st. My time is 2:18 p.m. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to end the video here. I'm going to, as I like to call it, go have a long dart while I join in and mercilessly poke at Mark because of his lack of the shiny pink crocodile that he's been hunting for weeks. Actually, I think at this point it's been months on end you've been looking for that thing, Mark. So, as always, I love all of you. I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful night, wonderful evening, wherever you are in the world, whatever time of the day it is you're listening to this. I thank you all for your support, and I love each and every one of you. And I will see you down in the comments below.